words. I don't want to say he said go back to your country or go back to where you came from, but he was making those types of references is what I remember.
And we're back. Mike Cernovich. Cernovich.com, Cernovich.com. We have another Jussie Smollett incident. This is a Georgia legislator, Erica Thomas.
He said go back, those types of words. I don't want to say he's
giving an interview today. She's backtracking. So what I'm going to do is show you some clips and put this together in the way that only the producer of Hoax the movie, the greatest film on hoaxes ever, the person who busted the Covington Gate hoax and many other hoaxes you can talk about. So Georgia state legislature shocked the world yesterday when she claimed that a man approached her because she was in the express lane and he told her, according to her, to go back to her country. It struck me as unlikely that he said go back to your country, but it did strike me as likely that he probably was complaining about people in the express lane, which, by the way, I think is kind of dumb, right? So she goes viral, and I want to show you two clips. First, I want to show you the clip from today. This is the clip from today. Remember, she told the world, we had multiple members of Congress, every media outlet, the world, the number one trending hashtag yesterday. She told the world that this man told her to go back, made racial marks. So let's watch it in reverse order. Let's watch what just happened and then go watch a video from yesterday.
He said go back, those types of words. I don't want to say he said go back to your country or go back to where you came from, but he was making those types of references is what I remember.
So she's saying, well, I'm not saying he told me to go back. But I'm not saying that, but let's watch yesterday. Let's watch the video that she did yesterday.
So you know what I decided? I decided to go live because I'm very upset because people are getting really out of control with this white privilege stuff.
So that's that's quite a video, quite a change from the video we just saw. And now let's read her tweet. Today I was verbally assaulted in the grocery store by a white man who told me I was a lazy SOB and to go back to where I came from because I had too many items in the express lane. My husband wasn't there because he wasn't there to defend me. So we saw the video she just did where she's backtracking. You know why she backtracked? Because she committed 7-figure libel. If this was the number one story in the world yesterday. So if this guy wants to sue her, he's got a 7-figure libel lawsuit against her. So now she's saying, well, he didn't say specifically go back, but he said things referencing. She gets really vague, but boy, oh boy. Yesterday she told me. So here's what the guy did. This is actually incredible. So she puts this guy on blast. It turns out the guy is a Democrat, Democrat AOC supporter. Oh my God. This is like Smollett, but better. We're calling her, by the way, Madam Smollett. So this guy showed up. After he was put on blast. So here's...
Tell us on camera.
So he shows up. He's Cuban, and he's a Democrat, and he was all over Facebook yesterday blasting AOC, right? So this is hilarious. So, here's Brian Ceveda's got the receipts. So today I was verbally assaulted by a white man. Oh, it turns out that he's not a white guy. He's a Cuban guy, according to himself. I'm not going to get into the whole, what white is, the whiteness. We're not going to talk about that. But here he is standing up for AOC, calling Trump a Nazi. I mean, to be quite frank, I love everything about this hoax. This is my favorite. This is actually my favorite hoax of all time. This is, of all my hoaxes, this is my favorite one of all time, and I'll tell you why. Because this guy's a Democrat, and now he's getting home cooking. How do you like that home cooking? How do you like that home cooking? When you're falsely accused now, like Kavanaugh was, how do you like this cooking? How do you like them apples? Right? So this guy's, Trump Nazi, Trump this, Trump that. And now he's the victim of a massive hate crime hoax. The guy's whole life could have been ruined. He could have been killed. You name it. So this guy, I not only have no sympathy for, but I think this is hilarious. I'm really glad it happened to him.
Exactly what happened.
Can you tell us on camera what happened?
I walked into Publix, bought my 3 items. There were 3 checkout lanes. One was an express. The other 2 were empty. I kept my tongue shut. I walked and paid for my items in one of the empty lanes. This lady I noticed had about 20 items on the conveyor. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here and call it like it is. If you see a pregnant woman in an express lane and you go to the manager, you need to cut the soy out of your diet, bro. So I'm just gonna keep it real here. Is if you're in a store and there's a pregnant woman and she's got 20 aisles or 20 items in the express lane and you're only supposed to have 10 and you run to the manager, you are you know what? I'm not going to use that kind of language. I don't want to use a toxic masculinity language, but there's a term for what you are. So he admits that he did go and narc on her, pregnant woman, with 20 items. Are you out of your mind, right? What a, you know what?
I talked to the 2 customer service associations from Publix, asked them what can be done in a nice manner. They said,
excuse me, there's a pregnant woman. She has 20 items in the express lane. He was in another lane. He wasn't even trying to get in the lane. He wasn't even trying to get into the express lane, right? So I'm totally going to stand with Erica Thomas, Madam Smollett. As to this guy being a punk, you know what, I won't use that kind of language. So I stand with Erica Thomas as to that point. You're going up, what are you doing? You know, some little soy boy going up to a pregnant woman. She's just trying to get through. Her feet probably hurt. Man, I mean, raise your hand if you've been pregnant or your wife's been pregnant, right? It's like your feet hurt. You're tired, man. You know, you're going to park as close to the store as you can. It's like, it's a thing, you know, you're just trying to get out of the store. So this guy is a absolute, you know, pathetic creature. So I have no sympathy for him. And just live tip, if a pregnant woman is in the express lane, stay in your lane. Leave her alone.
corporate policy, we can't do anything, but you as a customer can say something. I took a step outside the store, thought about it, turned around, walked up to Miss Thomas, and said, ma'am, not to be rude, my exact first words, pointed at the sign, which shows a...
By the way, this is a typical, somebody tweeted this, this is a Democrat man. This is a Democrat man. Oh, I noticed there was somebody in the checkout lane, 20 items, pregnant. I went to complain, and then I went outside and I thought about it, thought about what to do, and I went back and confront her. This is a Democrat. You think somebody like me is gonna do that? Some guy like me is gonna throw a fit? Hey, Syra, what's wrong? Come on out. What's wrong, kid? I'm right here.
On the surveillance camera, which I've seen already. Point at the sign, 10 items or less. She berates me after that. I don't remember exactly what she said, but on camera she approached me, came towards me as I took a couple steps back. She said a few words. I do not recall exactly what those words were. I said, you're selfish. She did mention she's 9 months pregnant. I said, it doesn't matter in this case. There's no...
I'll give the iPad a little minute, okay? A couple minutes, okay? You can have my phone. Do you want to use my phone? Okay, hold on. It's in my pocket. Go over there, okay? Okay. So, you know, so we'll get to the meat of it. So, this guy, he definitely was, what do you want? You want, like, Daniel or something? Daniel Tiger? Hold on, my daughter's coming in. I was about to light a cigar, so now I can't light the cigar. No. Okay, I'm going to get you. What do you want, Daniel? Daniel Tiger? Okay. All right, hold on. Okay, you can have Daniel Tiger on YouTube. All right, here you go. Hold on, let me turn down a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Here you go. If you turn it off from Daniel, though, I'm going to take it back, okay? You have to watch him. All right, so this guy, he does report it. There is a confrontation, but that's not what she said. She said she was verbally abused. He told her to go back home, and then she posts this video of herself crying hysterically, you know. And by the way, you know, the real sad thing about this is people go, why can you not just believe all women? I mean, this is a convincing video. I mean, this if you watch this video, and you don't believe her, you either have seen just so many hoaxes. No, it was better with the light off because my face is all burned. You either, if you watch this video and you have a heart, you're going to be very sad, or you've seen enough hoaxes where you're like, okay, well, I'll wait for evidence. But, look what she's doing. This is believable. So this is her first video. She's just,
And I can't stand up for long.
So this is her first video talking about racism, and he told me to go back and everything. But then after the guy shows up and says, no, actually, I'm Cuban. That's not really what happened. This isn't really the thing. Now suddenly your story changes.
Those types of words. He said, go back to your country or go back to where he came from, but he was making those types of references is what I remember.
So she goes from, completely just crying to, throwing a complete, like her world had ended to, well, I'm not going to say he really told me to go back. I'm just going to say that he, made me feel that way, or, who knows really now. So the story has really changed quickly, right? So it is just another big hoax. Now, there's a number of reasons this matters, and it matters because this, every congressman was talking about it. She's retweeting people. They're blaming this on Trump. Trump this, Trump's empowering white supremacy. And this is just a hoax. Just like Jussie Smollett, it's just another hoax. And then when real things happen, people go, why don't you believe it, Cernovich? Well, because I watched this woman cry. I watched her tweet out that she was told to go back. By the way, let me find the... Oh, Syra, come here for a minute. Let me find this other thing, which is really... Syra, let me see the phone real quick. Hold on, let me see if I can. There's a lot been going on here today. So, the video where they're together is like my favorite, because he really is such a little beta. It really, the video where they're together, and he claimed he's like, I'm gonna call the police on you. He's gonna call the police on her. Here we go. So this is great. So this is today. She holds a press conference. He told me to go back to where and da 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 da. And he's just like, no, actually, I didn't. I'm a pathetic person who cried about a pregnant woman using the express lane, even with other lanes open. Now he's going to cry more, so let's watch this.
And calls you a son of an. I am facing the man that degraded me and berated me, and I'm not crying. No, I'm not. I'm standing right in front of you. And if you know how you made me feel yesterday, if you know how you made my daughter feel.
Back off before I call the police.
Call the police right now.
Back off.
Back off. That's a typical Democrat. Back off before I call the police. About what? What are you going to call, right? So these people deserve each other. The problem is that we're stuck with them in America. That's the problem. Is this guy is the kind of guy to complain about a pregnant woman using the express lane. He's now going to call the police because she's bullying him, right? Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to call the police.
That degraded me and berated me, and I'm not crying. No, I'm not. I'm standing right in front of you. And if you know how you made me feel yesterday, if you know how you made my daughter feel.
Back off before I call the police.
Call the police right now, because they are looking for you.
I already talked to them.
It's okay. I am so happy that you're here.
Back off before I call the police. So we're stuck with Democrats. They're both Democrats. This is America under Democrat rule, by the way. This is what is going to happen to America. This is America under Democrat rule. That's a microcosm of it. Some man crying about a pregnant woman. Southern chivalry, he'd ask to carry groceries, right? A chivalrous Republican guy would be like, oh, hey, can I help you with these bags? Let me put these into your, put them into your, SUV or whatever. Hey, you doing okay? How's it going? Okay, cool. That's what a Republican would do. Republican man isn't going to go complain to the manager. So we have a Democrat woman falsely accusing another man, making a big hate crime hoax. Biggest story yesterday. Every politician was on it. Tableau, Democrats, Trump's America, blah, blah, blah. But then we have another Democrat man, oh, back away, I'm going to call the police. Back away is what my daughter says when she's like throwing a fit. She goes, back away. You know, if you watch my Instagram, instagram.com/CERNOVICH, Cyber likes to go, back away, move. She thinks she's like a magic guy. That's this guy. If you don't, she doesn't even say, I'm going to call the police. She just goes, back away, move.
And calls you a son of it. I am facing the man that degraded me and paraded me, and I'm not crying. No, I'm not. I'm standing right in front of you. And if you know how you made me feel yesterday, if you know how you made my daughter feel.
Back off before I call the police.
Call the police right now because they are looking for you.
I already talked to them.
So anyway, you get the point. This is absurd. I'm going to be taking calls now. 866-438-1487. The number is 866-438-1487. We'll take your calls and, talk about just this absurdity or whatever, whatever nonsense it is. But this is truly, this is truly like a Democrat. This is Democrat rule. Hate crime hoaxes, and people not helping pregnant women. By the way, if you're on Facebook, hit like, hit subscribe. If you were on Facebook, hit like, or like and I don't know how to use Facebook. Hit Facebook, like and share. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're on Twitter, Periscope, tap the screen, hit the retweet button. We'll be taking your calls here. And by the way, I did get quite a sunburn today. I did 8 miles of hiking, and my face is red. So redness, skin, any kind of skin things, I use Gorilla Mind Youth Serum. Gorilla Mind, Gorillamind.com. I got to keep my skincare game on fleek. Today I did a bunch of hiking with Syra, and hold on, I think I gave you the wrong number. Number is 866-438-1487, 866-438-1487. We'll be taking calls live. We will definitely be taking calls live, so you can call in 866-438-1487. But yeah, when my face is a little beat up or my face is every day, GorillaMind.com, best skincare stuff you can imagine. And of course, there's the legendary Gorilla Mind Rush, which is deep focus. I take Smooth. Smooth is what I take. I take 3 Smooth in the morning and then 3 in the afternoon when I really need to kill it. Rush, I sometimes take pre-workout, but Rush is a little intense. But Smooth is fantastic. Focus, but there's no caffeine, so there's no jitters into it. It doesn't, it's not like a pre-workout. Rush is like a pre-workout. So Rush is a pre-workout / focusing agent. So you get that kind of bump that you get from a pre-workout, but you also get higher cognitive functions. You can find all that at GorillaMind.com. We are now going to be taking your calls. Salem, Oregon, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Doing well, sir.
Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for your efforts in the re-exposing the Epstein stuff. I heard you had a hand in that. Good job.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was the first one to file. Syra wants to hang out. Hold on, we got a daddy.
Don't worry, I got kids. I got kids too.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry.
Yeah. Syra came in right as I was about to light a cigar, but she wants to hang out in the office. So no cigar for me. But Mom wants to give her a bubble bath. But Syra, I gave her my phone. She's watching Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. So by the way, we watched, what's the Mr. Rogers documentary last night called? Won't You Be My Neighbor? Excellent documentary, family friendly. And it was great for Shauna too, because she didn't grow up watching Mr. Rogers. She kind of missed, not as much as I did. So for her, she would, because Syra now watches Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. So there's like, the owl, and there's all these characters, and Shauna's like, wow, that's from the original show. Anyway. Okay, she was telling me.
I grew up remembering that Mr. Rogers, all the tattoos on his sleeves, that's why he wore long sleeves. That is because he was a sniper for
right.
Delta Recon. That's what I grew up thinking.
Right. But yeah, just not true. But thank you for the call, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Winter Park, Florida. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello, we hear you, ma'am.
Oh, I'm actually Quinte. We've met in
Oh,
Mar a
cool.
Larga
Beautiful.
with my son, Ali. I'm
Uh-huh.
sure
Yeah,
we took a picture.
wonderful.
Yes. So I want to say thank you so much for your book. It came into my life at a time when I was going through complete destruction in 2009 and 2010, when just the effect of, and I don't want to go into it really because it's too traumatic and it's in the past. And I've changed my whole direction in life. But yeah, and thank you so much. And if anybody is struggling right now, I just want to say, pick up Gorilla Mindset. It may seem so simple, but read it. I've reread it. Okay? And anyways, it was found in my sister's car who OD'd.
Oh, wow.
So it's very important to me. But I want to say, Mike, we connect on a spiritual level, and I get it. And Shauna, I support her 100% in everything she does. And I hope one day she can come out and help other people because she has so much to offer to women.
Thank you. I want her to also. She's finding her voice. Yeah, she's finding. Yeah,
I know she will.
Yeah, she's finding her voice too, and we're getting her going. It takes a lot of confidence to
come out and help other people.
to kind of get in this game. Yeah.
Yes. I lived in Norway when I raised my second child. I gave birth to him there. Gave birth to one here. I have two from Norway and one that's half Moroccan. So he thinks he's going to cure world peace. You met him. Anyways, we've been through hard times, and I appreciate your book because it taught me how to be a mother at the same time as a father. Like, I had to be both.
Well, thank you so much. I'm really glad to hear that. And yeah, it teaches you too about boys. Even though Gorilla Mind, because
it really does.
Even though you're a woman, Gorilla Mindset is for women too and men, but like men especially, that like rambunctiousness, that energy. Men have a lot of sort of anger, unfocused aggression and everything.
Porn,
So,
Mike,
yeah.
let's talk about like reality. Okay, I'm 52. I know you're a little bit younger than me, but I have a son that's 25, graduated from University of Miami, full scholarship, Jenkins Scholar, single mom. We busted our ass. And then, I've got a 23-year-old named Anders. They're both Norwegian descent, but they get discriminated against because they're white. And I'm like, you don't understand. We've had to fight for every single thing we've gotten. And it's just crazy what has happened to this world based on some sort of color in your skin or eyes or shape or social engineering. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's certainly a troubled time, but I got a lot of other people online, ma'am, but
I'll let you go.
I'm really happy to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Mike,
and we'll see
thank
each
you.
other in another Mar-a-Lago thing or something. God
Hey,
bless.
namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, man. Bye.
All right, we have Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Doing well, sir.
Nice. Yeah, there's all kinds of good documentaries around these days on the YouTube there. I was just watching one called Diary of an E-Celeb. That was very interesting, by Porcelain. Did you ever see that?
No, I haven't. Diary of an E-Celeb? No.
Yeah. Yeah, you should check it out. It's very interesting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I imagine. I think these people kind of, internet celebrities, sort of have it. People do crazy things these days. So I'll definitely check it out. Thank you for the call, sir.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Lincoln, Nebraska. How are you?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Doing well, sir.
So next week, the president is going to be hosting Imran Khan, and Pakistan has the Awan brothers. Do you think the president should try to make a deal to get them back? And what do you think? What do you think they would reveal if they are brought back regarding things like Ed Buck and ties with people like Ted Lieu?
Yeah, so I unfortunately don't think the brothers who fled, and Luke, I think let me get the guy's name. It's not Luke Rakowski, but a Daily Call reporter just did amazing work on that. Luke I know it's with an R. Yeah, Luke Rosiak. So Lukerosiak just did amazing journalism on this. And there was literally a spy in the House of Representatives working for Deborah Wasserman Schultz. There were IT people that had access to every email sent and received, and nothing happened to them. Nothing happened to them. It's an amazing tale. So definitely look into that. It is unbelievable what they got away with, and what Democrats just get away with all the time. Newman, Georgia, how you doing?
Great, thank you, Mike, and thank you for reporting on this story out of Georgia.
You're welcome.
You know, this lady, the state legislator, is one of this new brand of Democrats here in Georgia, the Stacey Abrams brand. She actually is a member of the Democrat leadership. She's the number 4 Democrat in the state legislature, if you can believe it.
Wow. Yeah, the new generation, they came up with the Antifa tactics, the social justice warrior tactics of just hoaxing, just make stuff up, just lie, and that's definitely where it is. But that's going to be a challenge for Democrats, because these hoaxes get exposed like so quickly. Can we bring my phone back, babe? Thank you for the call, sir.
Thank you.
Cincinnati, Ohio. How are you?
Going well, Mike. How are you?
Thank you. Doing well. Thank you.
I'd like to get your input on something. I'm relatively familiar with the whole Epstein situation. I listened to your Stefan Malinu interview, and I, to some degree, keep up with it, at least enough to know what's going on. What do you think about Acosta? Apparently, I'm looking at articles right now. He was apparently told that Epstein was intelligence into back office.
Yeah.
Was however many years ago this happened. What do you think about that?
Well, according to Vicky Ward of the Daily Beast, so it's always consider your source, a number of people for years thought that he was working for Mossad. That's what Vicky Ward has reported. That's what a number of people have had. And the reason people believe he was foreign intelligence or domestic is because the deal he got just doesn't make any sense even for a rich guy. The deal he got it's one of those things that are like too good to be true. So no matter how rich you are, I don't know that he was foreign intelligence at all. My belief is that he had Palm Beach officials and Florida officials in compromising positions, and that's why he got the real deal. So there are a number of theories about him. One is just a rich guy, got lucky, got a good deal. He had great lawyers. Nobody really believes that. That's the lowest probability event. The second theory is that he had blackmail information on federal prosecutors and state prosecutors. That's why he got the good deal. That is more likely.
Well, I suppose it could be both.
Or it could be both. And then the next one is he's foreign intelligence, which could also mean that he was also blackmailing people, blackmailing people. So go tell Mama. Go inside. Tell Mama. Cyber, go inside. Tell Mama you have to go potty. Okay, come back out. Oh, you have your own potty. Oh my God, this is incredible. Okay, I'm gonna have to go blank over to a different thing because my dog. And we're back. Yeah, so my daughter, she's in here hanging out with me. She just got back. And she had to go to the bathroom. So, dad life. Let me find the right earpiece here. So, because I can only hear your calls. I got this new fancy setup here. All right, San Antonio, Texas. How you doing?
Good, Mike. How's it going?
Doing well, sir.
Quick question. Great. Hey, quick question for you, Mike. About 2 weeks ago, I was having a conversation with my dad, and I was basically telling him how I'd been following you for, a couple of years now, and how you broke this big Epstein case, pretty much. And he kind of came back with a response. He had been listening to Rush Limbaugh, and basically the way that Limbaugh was spinning it was that the Epstein case was kind of a pre-planned thing, and it was allowed to come to the forefront of the media because they saw a tie-in with Trump, basically, and Acosta. And that's why they would allow the files to be unsealed. Do you think, and I was kind of debating on that, do you think that there's any truth to that at all?
So both are true simultaneously. So my interest in the case happened in 2016, and I filed a lawsuit to unseal the records. The civil court, absolutely, they sided with me, and we're going to get them. However, the mainstream media only cared about it because it was a way to get Trump via Acosta. So it's me saying, hey, I filed this lawsuit. Hey, 2,000 records, Jeff Epstein. Hey, and nobody in the media cared. Yeah. And then suddenly they find, oh, we can get this Acosta angle. Now suddenly the media is like, can you believe it? This is so terrible. Oh my God. It's like, oh, where are you?
Exactly.
But the flip side is that there was only renewed interest in Epstein because of me. So if I were ranking credit for the Epstein story,
exactly, yeah,
top credit would be the women who talked to Miami Herald. Number one, them. Then there would be, and you have to say that. That's like the politically correct thing to say. Julie Brown, if she hadn't done the journalistic work that she had done, whatever I did would be 10 times less effective. Mm-hmm. So if you were like, it would be like me, I did this thing, the stuff would have come out, but the media would have ignored it. So even though there are 2,000 Jeff Epstein files going to come out, thanks to me, the media would have ignored it. Now, all of us would have known. Alternative media would have talked about it. You all who listen to me would know about it, but it never would have gotten the mainstream traction that it did with the Miami Herald. So the answer is you and your dad are both right. You and everyone else would have known the truth, but the mainstream media would not be talking about it if it hadn't been for Julie Brown and if they hadn't found that Trump angle. So, yeah, it's one of those cases you're both right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and what I was trying to tell him though is that I think that the media, and you might kind of flipped it to their advantage in a way, where he was trying to say that even from the very beginning, before the media got a hold of it, there was deeper, even in the court system, there's people that knew that this might be a Trump thing, Trump connection, but I didn't buy that, so. But yeah, I appreciate that input, Mike. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's one of those things, but the good things are happening at least. Thank you for the call, sir. Provo, Utah, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for taking the call, Mike. I had a question about the en banc petition that Maxwell filed.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I failed that petition. They cite Pooler's, one piece of dissent, and I'm wondering, it sounds like even Pooler is for releasing most of the documents, and I wonder if we will see like a narrow withholding of certain documents related to Maxwell or other people, and then like a big of the rest of them, or what?
Yeah, Maxwell is just trying to jam it up and delay the inevitable. There are also two John Does, a John Doe and a Jane Doe, and they filed. This is complicated, so I'll explain to you because if you've done the research, then you'll understand it. So, two different people, very rich, well-connected people. One John Doe, one Jane Doe. They each filed amicus curiae briefs in front of the court briefs. The way this usually works is in a ruling, the court will say we've rejected your brief or we've accepted it. The court didn't say either. And Now they're trying to say we're going to move into intervening in the lawsuit and try to seek some kind of, jam it up. So they're everybody, including Maxwell, Jane Doe, John Doe, they're trying to jam it up any way that they possibly can, redact whatever they can about themselves or their friends, and just hopefully hoping that the public will get bored with it. But I mean, Epstein's going to go to criminal trial. This will only become bigger. So in litigation, if you know that you're wrong, you want to just delay it as long as you can, and then hope that the problem will go away. And that's what they're doing. Or they're saying we need like a limited redaction. Or what they want to do is say, send it back to the district court, and then they want to file more motions in the district court. Again, it's just they want to delay this for as long as they can, but I put their probability of success at less than 10%. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Pleasanton, California. How are you?
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about education, early childhood education.
Hold on, ma'am, you're cutting out.
You know, I have a daughter.
Cutting out. Sorry, ma'am. We'll come back to you if we can get you on. Calgary, how are you?
All right.
How are you? Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Mike. Who are you?
Welcome.
This is Andre here calling.
Welcome.
It's the first time calling here. I just wanted to say thank you for all the information and all your work you've done on the Epstein case, and also the hoax movie was awesome.
Thank you.
And there's not many sources here in Canada that do such a great job on coverage. You know, I mean, we're 10% of the population of you guys, but just really appreciate your work and great resource that you are.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you
so
much.
I have to say, have a great day.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. All right, we got one more caller, Baltimore, Maryland. How are you?
Hi, Mike. How are you doing?
Doing well.
I have a confession.
Mm-hmm.
I have put more than the allowed items on an express lane in a grocery store.
Yeah.
And after watching this story, I'm feeling a lot of remorse and guilt. So, if you had seen me do that, what would you have done?
I definitely wouldn't have said anything. If you were, well, okay, there's a difference. So if there were, so I'll contextualize it. So if you appeared to be pregnant, then I definitely wouldn't say anything because okay, she's pregnant, leave it alone. Mm-hmm. If you were not pregnant, and even if you were just like a, normal, healthy, attractive person, and there were two lines open, I wouldn't say anything either, because what would it matter to me if you were in there? Now, if every line were backed up and I had one item, then I would say to you, hey, ma'am, I only have one item. Do you mind if I just kind of slide through into here? And then if you said no... If you said no, then I'd be like, well, then there'd be like a conversation. But I always try to do the least socially frictive move possible. So just like, oh, their lines are backed up. Hey, I just have this, one thing. Can I, you mind if I just get in here and go ahead of you? And you would probably certainly say, yeah, sure, no problem. And then it would be cool. And then if you're like, no, you can't, then it would be like, well, look, you got 20 items, da-da-da-da-da. But...
Right.
I certainly wouldn't go to the manager. I've never gone to the manager about something like that.
Well, if I ever see you in the express line, I will let you go ahead.
Okay, for sure. Thank you for the call, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, we got a caller with a 614 area code. I don't want to dox you.
Hello.
Yep. How are you?
Hey, it's Cal here from Sydney, Australia. How are you?
Doing well, sir.
Just calling in to show some love and say thanks so much. Been checking out Grill and Mindset here and sharing it amongst my friends, and we're all getting heaps out of it, man. So just calling in to share some love and say thank you so much, and thanks for being so courageous and being you and doing what you do. It's inspiring.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much for the call.
Thanks, brother.
All right, my friends, we're done with calls. There's some people yelling next door at some kind of party. They're playing. It isn't me. The yelling is not coming from inside the house. All right, people, do you want to talk about anything else? I still have a few people watching here, a few people online. I'm waiting for Syra to go into the house so that I can. I'm waiting for Syra to go in the house so I can light up the cigar. I already punched it, so we're ready to go. But she likes to hang out with me, so it's not like I want her to leave. It's one of those weird things where it's like, I'm glad she's here. I want her to stay. Okay. So real quick, if you just joined in. Yesterday, the biggest story in the world was that a white man told an African-American state legislator in Georgia to go back to your you-know-where. She made this video.
So you know what I decided? I decided to go live.
Very concerned, very distraught. She held a press conference.
Can you tell us on
The guy shows up. Uh-oh.
camera what happened?
I walked into Publix, bought my 3 items. There were 3 checkout lanes. One was an express. The other 2 were empty. I kept my tongue shut. I walked and paid for my items in one of the empty lanes. This lady I noticed had about 20 items on the conveyor. Okay? I walked up to the 2.
So he goes up. He admits that he's a snitch, and he cried about a pregnant woman on the express lane. So she went from that teary-eyed statement where she claims a white man told her to go back to you-know-where to this statement.
You said go back, those types of words. I don't want to say he said go back to your country or go back to where he came from, but he was making those types of references is what I remember.
So again, her story changed now that the man showed up.
You said go back, those types of words. I don't want to say he said go back to your country or go back to where he came from, but he was making those types of references is what I remember.
So she doesn't want to say he told me to go back to my country suddenly because now the man is identified. He's being doxxed and harassed, and he has a very big lawsuit. So she definitely, she's backtracking already because he shows up.
Did I say that? Yes, were you serious or you didn't say that? What did you say to me?
Is it on video?
What did you say to me?
I called you a lazy piece.
Okay,
That's the worst thing I said.
That's all you said to me?
Yes.
Okay, because that makes you look better because everybody's after you now. So that makes you look better to say that.
So he is a little weasel, I'm not standing with him. But again, my friends, there's a valuable lesson here. Some little weasel Democrat man, and by the way, he is a Democrat man. There's no, Saveda has the receipts. So this guy, he resistance troll, calling Trump every day. So, some weasel guy. Trump needs to go back to Germany and his Nazi roots. I stand with the 4 progressives. So some weaselly, Democrat guy.
It calls you a son of a...
Some weaselly Democrat guy goes to cry to the manager of Publix because the pregnant woman has too many items in the express lane, even though he had already checked out, so it wasn't even a thing of him. She lies, claims he told her to go back to you-know-where. He shows up at her press conference. She suddenly goes, well, I'm not saying he told me to go back to my country. I'm just saying, he said things that reference a certain way. This is Democrat rule, people. This is the future. This is why, much though I don't want to vote anymore at all, this is America under Democrat rule. Thank you for your calls. Thank you for your attention. I'm Mike Cernovich. If you want to have the most productive day of your life, starting tomorrow, go to gorillamind.com, GORILLAMIND.com, for the best ways to focus, the best skincare, and the best sleep aid. The best of everything is available at gorillamind.com, GORILLAMIND.com. Thanks for watching.